World War II was a battle of might, strategy, and innovation. But hidden within the chaos of war was a secret weapon unlike any other, an invisible army that didn't fire a single bullet. Known as the Ghost Army, this extraordinary group of artists, engineers, and sound experts turned deception into a weapon. Their story is one of creativity, courage, and the ultimate bluff. But how did this remarkable unit come to be? And how did they succeed in tricking some of the most formidable forces in history? The Ghost Army was officially formed in 1944 by the U.S. Army strategic planners. The idea stemmed from earlier British deception units used in North Africa, but the Americans took this concept to new heights. The 23rd Headquarters Special Troops, as it was formally called, was composed of 1,100 hand-picked men. Most of them were recruited for their creative talents: artists, sculptors, sound engineers, and theater designers, people who could think outside the box and bring illusions to life. The Ghost Army's tactics were as imaginative as they were effective. They employed a combination of visual, sonic, and radio deception to confuse and mislead the enemy. Inflatable tanks and jeeps were positioned on hillsides, fake airfields were constructed complete with wooden planes, and even fake soldiers wandered the camps, all to create the illusion of a massive army. Attention to detail was critical. They left fake tire tracks in the dirt, built fake bridges, and even mimicked the wear and tear on military vehicles. Everything was designed to convince German reconnaissance planes and spies that a huge Allied force was on the move. The Ghost Army's sound engineers were pioneers in psychological warfare. Using advanced recording technology, they created a library of battle noises, including tanks rumbling, troops marching, and even engineers hammering on bridges. These sounds were blasted from enormous loudspeakers mounted on trucks, which could be heard up to 15 miles away. The effect was so realistic that German forces often diverted their troops to counter a non-existent threat. Another crucial tactic was radio spoofing. Skilled operators mimicked the radio chatter of real Allied divisions, creating a convincing web of false intelligence. They used code words, accents, and even deliberate mistakes to make their transmissions appear authentic to German listeners. This elaborate theater of deception kept the enemy guessing and spread their forces thin across multiple fronts. At the heart of the Ghost Army were its artists and designers. These men created not only fake military equipment but also forged insignias, documents, and even entire personas. They would paint murals in their downtime, capturing the surreal nature of their mission. Many of these soldiers, like fashion designer Bill Blass and painter Ellsworth Kelly, went on to become cultural icons after the war. But during the conflict, their artistry was a weapon of survival. The Ghost Army's deceptions played a vital role in several key operations. During the Allied advance across Europe, they staged more than 20 major missions. In one famous instance, Operation Brittany, they used fake tanks, phony sound effects, and deceptive radio transmissions to trick the Germans into believing a massive Allied force was assembling near Brest. This allowed the real troops to attack elsewhere with minimal resistance. At the Battle of the Bulge, their work was equally critical. By simulating a large force near the German lines, they prevented reinforcements from reaching the front, giving Allied troops the upper hand in one of the war's most decisive battles. Despite their creative mission, the Ghost Army was often in harm's way. These men operated just a few miles from enemy lines, setting up decoys and equipment under constant threat of discovery. They were unarmed, relying solely on their ingenuity and quick thinking to survive. Their courage and sacrifices were a testament to their commitment to the Allied cause. For decades after the war, the Ghost Army's missions remained classified. It wasn't until 1996 that their story began to emerge, thanks to declassified records and interviews with veterans. Today, their contributions are recognized as some of the most innovative tactics in military history. In 2022, the U.S. Congress awarded the Ghost Army the Congressional Gold Medal, one of the nation's highest honors, finally giving these heroes the recognition they deserve. The Ghost Army reminds us that war is not just a clash of weapons, but also a battle of wits. Their creativity, bravery, and resourcefulness saved thousands of lives and helped shape the outcome of World War II. Their story inspires us to think differently, to innovate, and to remember that sometimes, the most powerful weapon is the human imagination. Subscribe to the Hidden Histories to uncover more untold stories that shaped our world.